Alright, the next section after Internet happens to be the stock section, and this is basically self-explanatory. Updating any kind of stock information you have listed happens fairly quickly on Wi-Fi or on a strong connection through the Edge network on AT&T. And to update it, we will hit the Update Now command, and all of the stocks have been updated right before you. After stocks are photos and videos. This basically gives you a snapshot, so to speak, of all of your still photography and your video footage that you've taken with the main camera on this phone. Scrolling through each of these photos is fairly easy and painless when it comes to using the TouchFlow 3D interface on this device. You will see two icons. The first icon is a quick start for the camera application, and the second one is a quick start for the camcorder application, so that you can get to shooting video or taking pictures with the built-in camera. Now, in order to get to any other photos and videos that happen to be located on other parts of this phone, like a micro SD card or a separate folder, you will click on the Album Soft command and wherever else you need to go. We're going to click on Storage Card, and as you can see, I have a list of different folders that include other multimedia content. I'm going to choose Italy because there happens to be about 500 photos, I believe, in this one folder from my trip to Italy back in 2005. The one thing that impresses me about this device is that kinetic scrolling through all of the photos happens fairly quickly. And even if you happen to get a bit too fast for the device, it automatically catches up with you in no time whatsoever to show all of the applicable thumbnails. There you go. Amazing speed, and it works very reliably in displaying the photos. And just like the iPhone and the iPod Touch, scrolling with your fingertip is just as easy. And with each photo, one tap shows a number of different commands at the bottom of the screen. You can go back to the library, you can play a slideshow, you can send the image, and you can bring up a menu of different options. Now, a great thing about this photo viewer is that depending on the orientation that you had the camera in when you took the picture, it will show it appropriately on the screen. This picture was taken in horizontal mode, so it displays it that way. And the next picture was taken in vertical mode, so it displays it in that fashion. And the slideshow, it's basically nothing to write home about. It is what it is. It comes with different effects that can be activated on the device and is pretty stable in its performance. Now, while the slideshow is going, the commands turn into fast forward, rewind, or pause. And you also have a menu of options that come up for the slideshow. And you will also see that in certain parts of the photo viewer, the accelerometer comes into play depending on the orientation of the device. Alright, we're going to go into the file. We're going to go into a file that has videos included on it. And I'm going to play something back for you guys just to show the video playing capability of the Touch Pro 2. Let's just choose this one. I believe it's Life is Beautiful. Now the sound from the video player is just as good as the music player. Now that's to be expected, being that they're both using the same speaker. But overall, it's not too tinny, it's not too bad, even though there could be a little bit more bass. Alright, As you guys can see, the interface for the video player on the Touch Pro 2 is very simple in comparison to the N97. There are no words, it's just symbols. You have the rewind button that takes you back to the beginning of the film. You have the play pause command, as well as the stop command, and the aspect ratio command. And above all of these, you have a progress bar that allows you to go anywhere within the movie by fast forwarding or rewinding. Okay? And the one thing that impressed me about the Touch Pro 2 in comparison to the N97 is that whenever I started the movie at any point on the progress bar, there would be no kind of pixelation on the screen whatsoever. It would just start in normal playback with great quality. Once again, fast forwarding or rewinding with the progress bar, it continues without any sort of pixelation whatsoever. And that was very impressive to me. Now, changing the aspect ratio is very simple. You have 3 settings. This current setting is the zoom. This next one here is stretch, which fills the whole entire screen. And the third setting is native, which has 2 black bars on either side of the video. So even though there aren't any detailed options available with the video player, it's very simple and yet very reliable in the video files that I have installed on the phone. Pressing stop simply takes you to an initial beginning screen to play the video, and it's from here where you can either delete it or see the properties of it, or send the video somewhere else via email, multimedia messaging, or you can tap on the third icon, which is to go back to the library showing all of your available videos. The next section we have is the music player on the Touch Pro 2. Combined with the stereo speakers on the back of this device, this music player gives a most suitable listening experience to any sort of music. The controls are fairly intuitive. To the right of the album art, you're going to have your play pause control, your fast forward control, and your back control. And then you also have the typical progress bar below the album art. At the bottom of the music player, you're going to have 2 soft keys. One for menu, that gives you different options, and another one for the library that takes you further into the music player.
I like Denver, I like Colorado. This is a good state, and believe me, I've been to all 68 states, and let me tell you what, people, we have some problem areas. Wow. Every time I go in Barnes & Noble and I see all those nice travel books, I think I should write one as a public service for free called Skip It.
Following the music section, we have weather. We are now going to update the weather Okay, we have intermittent clouds in Norfolk, Virginia, and you're going to have the main weather phenomena displayed in the main screen, and then off to the upper left-hand corner, you have the temperature in Fahrenheit, as well as the high and the low. Okay, at the bottom here you have a forecast for the upcoming days. And if you happen to have any other cities listed in the weather application, you can apply a flick of your finger or stylus to access each of those cities. Now, the weather application for TouchFlow 3D is very reliable in showing the current status of your weather as well as the forecast for the upcoming days. But in regards to showing any additional details, it doesn't really have the ability to show any additional details like AccuWeather on the Nokia N97. But there is a link on the lower left-hand corner to be able to access additional details, and it simply takes you to the internet browser. AccuWeather.com. Alright, as you guys can see here, we are on the website for AccuWeather.com showing the weather for Rome, Italy. After weather is the settings section. This is basically a way for you to customize all of the features within the phone. The one main setting that I usually access a lot during the day is the communication setting, and I use that to control my Bluetooth and Wi-Fi features. Another great feature about the Touch Pro 2 happens to be the Straight Talk feature, and this basically turns the entire phone into a mobile speakerphone once you place it onto its face in the middle of a call.
I'm sorry, but if you said something just now, I couldn't hear it, so I need to ask you to speak up just a little bit.
Now, when you pick the phone back up and turn it over, it goes out of speakerphone mode and goes back into the earpiece.
I can hear your voice. It doesn't sound like you're talking to me. Do you need me to repeat what I just said?
And as you can see, it goes back into speakerphone mode.
Okay, I'll get you right over to our technical support department.
We are now transferring your call to AppleCare Technical Support.
And then when I pick it back up again, it will go into the earpiece. See? Very neat feature, I must say.
Thank you for calling the Apple Service and Support line.
Now, in the middle of this call, this button works as the mute button.
Okay, yes. Do you have a case ID?
No.
Please say the name of the Apple product for which you want technical support.
iPod.
Okay, iPod. Is that an iPod Touch, Nano, Shuffle, or Classic?
iPod Touch.
Okay, iPod Touch. You will need your iPod Touch serial number.
And it's gone back to the earpiece. Once again, guys, this is a most convenient feature to have on the HTC Touch Pro 2, and I've used it quite a bit. There's also a flip silent feature, which allows you to silence the incoming call ringtone by turning the phone over onto its face. Okay, now that we've silenced the incoming call, you can turn over the phone to see that there is one missed call. And not only do you have this notification on the desktop, but you also have a notification through the LED light that flashes next to the earpiece.